Welcome back to Dr. Mary Travel Best's Travel Guide. And today I'm going to be talking about Quito, Ecuador. Let's back up. A few weeks ago, I returned from a 90-day journey around the world, including Ecuador. And I want to connect with you and other travelers and learn from your experiences, as well as share some of mine. So today's FAQ is about how to pack for South America. And we've got lots of show notes, so stick around. We're going to talk about how to pack, and then we'll talk about Quito, and then my slip-ups, and then a tip. So the answer about what to bring to South America. So if you're in the winter, which is their summer, you don't need many clothes. So pack light. On my trip, I only took a personal item, but I did have to wash often, and I only had one pair of sneakers. I had no laptop, but having just a few things helped me to get around on planes, trains, and buses quickly and efficiently. Now, if you're going in their winter, our summer, you should have many layers and a raincoat. I was able to buy what I needed or forgot while I was there, and the dollar was robust. So I got good value. And my first trip to South America was about 30 years ago. I went skiing in Chile, and I had to bring everything warm weather with me, and I needed it all. So if you're planning a snowy destination, be prepared. So now let's talk about a challenge. So if you're challenged to pack light, I want you to go look at my book series, 5 Steps to Solotravel.com. It's on Amazon, and there's several parts to it, but if you go to Book A, there's lots of good guidance on how to pack. Now, let's talk about Quito. It is in Ecuador. It's the capital. Okay, so it's been in my brain since I was in 3rd grade. That's when my teacher, Mrs. Cleary, asked me to help a new student from Ecuador. His name was Cesar Villa. He didn't speak English, so she had me help him, and I've never forgotten about that. So decades later, I've finally made it to Cesar's homeland. I arrived in Quito at night, and like many solo travelers, it was kind of a rough start. My taxi driver got lost trying to find the location I gave him. It was my Servas host's house, but I finally did get there, and once I settled in, the city began to reveal its magic. I have a list of all the places you're going to want to go to, including the Independence Square, which is the historic heart of the old town, and also a Baroque church covered in gold leaf, La Compañía de Jesús. You can also go to Casa de la Cultura Ecuatoriana. It's a cultural center with art, music, and indigenous history exhibits. You can go to the Museo Nacional del Ecuador, which is a museum for learning about Ecuador, and Itichimba Park. It's a hilltop park with views and art exhibitions, and it's even got a glass-domed cultural center. You can take the cable car for sweeping views of the Andes. So check the trails and hike only parts of the trail if you're not acclimatized. It's beautiful, but the altitude can be rough. And I also recommend doing these during daylight hours. So during my stay, I mentioned Servas hosts. One was Ron Carrillo, and he was a philosophy professor, and his warm, multi-generational family, they gave me a wonderful meal, a couple of meals. We had some thoughtful conversations, and it was really nice. I also met Susan Baker Schlaff. She's 85 years old, and together we dined at Bam Thai, which is a Vietnamese restaurant. We had ice cream, we walked in the park, and it was a really great walking and talking adventure. She's a cancer survivor, and we continue to stay in touch now. So beyond taxis, you can also take the bus lines. You can also buy a ticket for their subways, but it really wasn't set up for tourists. So there were some challenges there. So if you want, you can hire a taxi. And if you like them, you can tell them when you might need another taxi ride. And I'm sure they'll be glad to come back and get you then. Again, you can walk all around the city, good shoes, keep your belongings close to you. But you don't want to miss the view of Cotopaxi. It's the highest active volcano in the world. And it's like looking at a postcard when it's a clear day. So I do recommend some easier trails for hiking, light walking, great views. You'll meet locals and other travelers. Now I'm going to tell you about my slip up, okay? So embarrassing, yes. I was changing money at the airport and I gave them a US bill and I asked for Ecuadorian money. They reminded me US dollars are what they use in Ecuador. I was so embarrassed, but I did learn a lesson. All you need is US dollars. So I want to summarize my 5 tips for senior solo travel here. And one is to just really enjoy the moments, look for the vistas, take some light hikes if you can. If you can, stay in the Centro Histórico or La Floresta. Those are safe, artistic, and walkable neighborhoods. Use Uber, Didi, or a registered taxi, not necessarily the street taxis. And if you're concerned about weather, make sure that you layer because your mornings and evenings are cool and the afternoons can be very warm and sunny. And for safety, Quito is generally safe in the tourist areas during the day. Just try not to walk alone at night. Some final thoughts. Quito gave me some great conversations, cultural enrichment, memorable friendships, like with Ron and with Susan. And it fulfilled a dream planted in childhood. And it reminded me how meaningful solo travel can be. So, to my younger self, helping Cesar Villa, I made it. And to you, my fellow travelers, may you also follow those quiet dreams that you've been waiting for. Check the show notes and enjoy.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travel Best, that is.